Work from home options are changing for a lot of people. Whether companies are going to a hybrid model, pulling back people for a few days a week, or full time, here are some helpful tips into reintegrating into that office setting with a health-forward mindset. Hi, I'm Dr. Zach Ratliff from TruMotion Therapy, where we specialize in the conservative management of musculoskeletal pain and injury. Working from home allowed flexibility throughout the workday. You could hit a workout at lunch, you could walk your dog at some point throughout the day, or run a quick errand. What these things allowed us to do was to move more throughout the day. So as we think about going back into the office setting for a more traditional work schedule, we want to think, how can we integrate some of our healthier habits into that reintegration into the office? So I'd like to offer 4 points to be thinking through as you're renegotiating your routine at work. Number 1, we want to think about changing our position throughout the workday. We don't want to be sitting at our desk from 8 a.m. until we clock out at 5 p.m. We want to think through what are our options throughout the day, whether that's answering our morning emails from kind of a seated desk position. Maybe we can take internal meetings standing, or even better yet, going for a walk with some headphones in. That might look different for everyone and depending on what your job setting and role looks like, but we want to think, how can we vary our work position throughout the day to naturally fidget, to get ahead of that stiffness before it really settles in. Number 2, we want to think about taking movement breaks throughout the day. So for some of us, our job might not be able to be done away from the desk setting. That's okay, but we want to find a strategy that can help counteract that. So what that might look like is standing up from your desk chair for 30 seconds to do a few stretches between meetings. It might be taking a 15-minute walk outside on your lunch break, or it could be a 10-minute mobility session when you find a little gap in time throughout the day. What we want to think of these breaks as is ways to interrupt the stiffness before it has a chance to settle in. So the more that we can integrate movement in, the easier it's going to be to move. Number 3, we want to think about advocating for good office ergonomics, whether that's getting a desk that is well set up for you. Maybe it has the option to go to a standing desk to vary your position throughout the day. Getting a supportive chair, or modifications to your monitor setup that they can raise or move to your body height or your positions throughout the day. Finding a good ergonomic setup is going to help streamline the things that we can do to help keep you moving throughout the day, but also feeling good by the end of the workday. Number 4, many of us had a lot of options food-wise throughout the workday. As we reintegrate back into the office setting, we might fall back into habits of going across the street to the closest fast food restaurant to get a quick lunch. We want to think about still prioritizing good, healthy food that's going to help fuel our workday. So making sure that you're still getting a good balance of carbohydrates, protein, and fat, as well as making sure that there's some good vegetables, fiber, all of those good things that go along with good hydration that help us keep feeling good throughout the workday. All right, so we talked about some of the habits and things to be thinking through as we reintegrate back into the office setting. I also want to show you a couple of my favorite exercises for people that are kind of stuck to a desk all day. So first one we're going to do, sitting up nice and tall, we're just going to do a little chin tuck. All you're going to do is try to draw your chin straight back. Head's going to stay nice and level, but you're just going to draw the chin straight back and release. Try doing about 5 to 10. It could easily be a little 20-second break in between calls, or even if you're not on video for one of your calls, throw a couple of those in there. Next one we're going to do is a little mid-back mobility. So what you can do, you can even do this one from your office chair. You're just going to reach forward, and then you're going to, almost like you're drawing a bow and arrow, as that arm reaches back, letting the eyes follow it. Doing that on each side for about 3 to 5 reps. All right, next one, we can spin around. What you're going to do is reach those hands as high towards the ceiling as you can, and then you're going to pull those elbows down towards your side. Big emphasis here is get those shoulders away from the ears and try to get those shoulder blades as low as you can. So feeling a nice little squeeze below those shoulder blades. All right, last stretch that we can do in the office is using our office chair. What you're gonna do, standing behind the office chair, you're gonna push the chair forward and push your butt back. So we're gonna feel a nice little stretch in the hamstrings, but then you can also pull that chest down towards the floor and feel a nice little stretch through the shoulder blades as well. I hope you found these tips helpful. If you do want to learn more, please visit TruMotionTherapy.com for more resources or the ability to schedule an appointment.